Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, it's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's time for the TNA Event Center report. And now here's the man to give you all the total non-stop action and impactful report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode number 2,478. We are about 22 episodes away from 2,500 episodes, and that is going to be an insane deal, ladies and gentlemen, because we have a lot going on. We have a lot going on right now. Rant and Rave is happening as I speak, and you know that. So, but you know what? Enough of that. I've already advertised their show earlier this week, so let's get going with the TNA Event Center. As you know, it's the fallout from Emergence, and now things gotten crazy. It seems like to me that I'll talk about it. Trick Williams, another one of the most annoying wrestlers. I'm going to start making a list of I did a list not too long ago, but I should put the list of the most annoying wrestlers on the planet on TV. They're annoying on TV. Trick Williams, the TNA champion, addresses the Baltimore crowd. Mike Santana interrupts Trick Williams. And Mike Santana basically wants to challenge Trick Williams for the TNA title again. And then Trick Williams goes, no. And you know what? If I challenge Trick Williams to a matchup and he says no, I say, you know what? This baseball bat is going to go straight up your butt, your butthole, and you look like Jose Jalapeno on his peak. Because I'm going to be treating you like the dominate you are. Boom! Let's talk about it. You jerk. Trick Williams is a jerk and a half, let me tell you. And then Santino Marella interrupts both men, and he decides, I'll put Tricky Williams versus Mike Santana. No. I talked to my lawyers. Get 50 days. It's 30 days, you dope. 30 days to defend the title, you dope. Not 50 days. How do you get 50 days? Man, Trick Williams is the stupidest idiot on the planet. He's a stupid TNA champion. He's stupid looking. He's got big fish lips. Yeah, fish lips. Yeah, well, a fan held a sign called Bring Back the Fish Market Street Fight. Yeah, fish lips. Yeah, fish lips Trick Williams, man. That fish lip moron should be man enough to defend the title. And he's got that goofy looking hair. He should get it cut. Man, I would knock him out and give him a shave. Shave, and be like a little bit like this. Like, I'll shave that stupid looking beard. I'll go like this. I'll go, hey, Trick Williams, here's your beard. I'm gonna shave. Look at it. I'm gonna shave your beard. That's what I want to do with Trick Williams. Shave his beard. I can't stand his beard. His beard's ugly. He's got an ugly looking beard. There you go. That's going to happen. I should turn that to his hair, his beard. So he may look like the freaking brown hornet. You know. The brown hornet. Hey, Trick Williams he's got fish lips, and he aligns himself with AJ Francis, who looks like Uncle Phil and Carl Winslow. Their DNA got mixed up in a freak science lab. I mean, come on, are you freaking seriously? But and then you bring back Rich Swann, replacing Casey Navarro. Rich Swann could be the new Jazz, and then you freaking got Trick Williams could be the Fresh Prince. You get the Fresh Prince cast right there and then, you know. I can't stand Trick Williams, man. Let's talk about it. You know, I used to respect the guy when he broke away from Carmelo Hayes. You know, I used to respect that guy, dude. What happened? Trick Williams, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You know, if he makes it to the main roster, I hope Carmelo Hayes sets him straight. That's what I'm hoping. Let's talk about it. Yeah. And then Gia Miller interviewed the Order 4, and here the Order 4. I can't stand these idiots either. I mean, you had Mustafa Ali keeps running his mouth, win, and also he's hiding behind the great hands, the good hands, but the gray hands, and then you got Tasha Steelz, and you got that big near 7-foot goof They have Agent Zero. He is a zero. Zero personality. Zero emotion. Come on. Seriously? I can't stand Order 4. I'm out of Order 4. When I get done with it, they'll be like clogged up toilets. Out of Order 4. You know what I mean? And then Trick Williams was talking to AJ Francis, Santana Morella confronts him and saying, you know what, you can't, doesn't mean you can't compete. So next week it'll be a tag team match, you and a partner. Since you got AJ Francis, perfect. I'll see against Mike Santana, the partner who his chose. Then it goes on to the Knockouts Gauntlet match, where it is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only a 6 Knockouts Gauntlet match. Only 6 knockouts, and whoever wins the matchup, who wins the Gauntlet's matchup, the Gauntlet match will be the next number one contender after WWE Heatwave. So, as you know, on Heatwave, the Knockouts title will be on the line in a triple threat match, as JC Jane will defend it against Monster Slamovich and Ash by Elegance. All right, and it started off with Xia Brookside, the lovely Xia Brookside. You know what Xia Brookside reminds me of? A little bit of Hannah Spirit from S Club 7. Remember that group? Rest in peace, Paul Cattermole. And that's what Xia Brookside reminds me of, a little bit of a cuter version of Hannah Spirit. From Hannah from S Club 7. You know, you don't know who S Club 7 is? Look it up, kids. Trust me. You know, and rest in peace, Paul Cattermole. He was one of the group, but he passed away much too young. Much too young. Xia Brookside took on Killer Kelly, who is a fellow Portuguese. That's right, I'm half Portuguese, but she's Portuguese as well. Fellow Portuguese. You know who Killer Kelly reminds me of when she smiles? Don't want to say it, but I have to. My ex-crush. That's it. I'm not going to go further than that. Kind of scary, because I like Killer Kelly. And by the way, she's married to one-third of the Rascals, Mr. Myron Reed. Xia Brookside won the matchup, and then Xia Brookside took on Dani Luna, and 2 fellow British ladies, and heck of a matchup. But Luna ended using her power to win the matchup, and then Dani Luna took on Rosemary, and Luna, despite being worn out by that last match against Brookside, still used her power, beat Rosemary, and then it went to Indy Hartwell. As Indy Hartwell was into the ring, Rosemary attacked her, and then Indy Hartwell was like standing around going, what the heck is going on? So Hartwell's shaking the cobwebs off. They're going at it. Great matchup indeed. And then all of a sudden, Indy Hartwell picks up the victory over Dani Luna. Clean victory, I might add. And then, you know, Indy Hartwell apologized. She said, listen, I had to win. She helps up Dani Luna's Australian sportsmanship. And what does Dani Luna do? Clothesline the lady. And she starts beating the crap out of him. And then she snapped. And then it was Jody Threat, the last one to enter the Knockouts Gauntlet match. And then Jody Threat was confronting Dani Luna about what the heck she's doing. She's Dani Luna, I'm doing it for you. Get in the ring. Go for it. Then but then the bell rang. The bell rang. They're about to go at it. Dani Luna comes back with a steel chair. Jody Threat tells her to put the chair down. She puts the chair down. She punches Threat. That's an automatic disqualification on poor Indy Hartwell. And Jody Threat ends up winning the match by DQ. And she won the gauntlet match. But then she attacked also Hartwell after the match. Boy, I'm telling you one thing. I used to like Dani Luna too. I wonder who her former subculture stablemates, Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster, think about it. I don't know where those 2 boys are, but let me tell you something. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder too. Those other 2 El Grande Americanos. If it's not New Catch Republic, I'd be shocked if it's subculture. It'll be anybody with this ring. Anyways, Jody Threat helps out earn Indy Hartwell up after the matchup, and then the inspiration of addressing the Elegance brand. And they could have been tag team champions, and Fatal Influences, Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix interrupted them, and they started cackling all the way, and the superior brand. I'll tell you one thing, you ladies forget If it had not been for the Iconics, a.k.a. the Inspiration, NXT would not be the superior brand that you have today, ladies. You should be thanking the Inspiration, in my personal opinion. Fallon Henley, yeehaw, yeehaw. And then Jasmine Nix probably is like the Ariana Grande in that group because she has no freaking clue what she's doing. I mean, seriously. I mean, listen, the Inspiration, when they were there in NXT known as the Iconics, if it had not been for them, you wouldn't be in the superior brand that you are today, ladies. Okay? So respect the Iconic Inspiration. Seriously. Seriously. Then Jody Threat talked to Santino Marella. Said, "I can't accept this victory by DQ. Give it to Indy Hartwell. She deserves it." And Jody Threat was trying to do the right thing, but then Dane Lewis was like, "I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it. Doing it for you. I did it for you." And Jody Threat was like, "No, she wouldn't accept the victory." So I don't know what's going on inside Dane Lewis' mind. What's going on? Is Spitfire back together as heel? I don't know. I really don't know. So. Then Dane Luna, Dane Luna walks off in frustration. Santino and Jody Threat had no idea what's going on, so I'm sure Jody Threat will figure everything out. Meanwhile, one of the most annoying people in wrestling, Ryan Nemeth, my big brother, is coming back in 2 weeks. Yeah, I want to slap that smug, smiling face on Hollywood hunk. Really, more like the Hollywood chump, Hollywood blow chunks. Bleh. That's how I feel about Ryan Nemeth. Oh my God. Seriously, shoot me in the face. Not shoot me in the face. Punch me in the face and slap me and call me Shirley. On that one. Sheepers. Anyways. Then Jake Sutton took on Frankie Kazarian, and Frankie Kazarian exposed the turnbuckle, hides the turnbuckle underneath the ring to make sure the referee does not notice. And Jake Sutton ended up losing the match to Frankie Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian, he's another jerk I want to smack around. Jeepers. So, and Mara Sade, the former Jakara Jackson, was working. I didn't know she was an artist, which is really cool. And she was working on something in the Hardys, like, hey, that's nice. And they're like, oh, I was supposed to show you, but I don't want to. That's okay. And then Jeff Hardy goes, I'll show you my art, since I am an artist too. And he said, oh my gosh. And I think that is going to be cool. See Mara Sade work with legends like the Hardys. It's going to be totally awesome. I love the Hardys. Then, and then Leon Slater talks to Cedric Alexander, and Cedric says, listen, I got us a tag team match from Santino. Really? We're going against the Hardys. And then Leon Slater's kind of conflicted because he respects the Hardys. But then again, he says, you know what? We'll make a banger out of this. Will be a great matchup. So, then Santino Marella was on the phone, I think talking to Trick Williams' lawyer about this 50-day clause. And like, you gotta be kidding me, But then Steve Maclin comes up, hey, like Santana's looking for a partner, I'll volunteer. It was like Mike Santana Steve Maclin wants to step up. He's a former TNA world champion too, so there you go. And then Santino Marella goes, perfect, you and Mike Santana join forces. Then JC Jane addresses the Baltimore crowd, runs her mouth about she's the greatest and all, and about WWE Heatwave. And then all of a sudden, here comes Ash by Elegance saying, listen, she's been a 24/7 champion, she's held all these titles, and and her and JC Jane, and then Monster Slamovich, possibly the sane one out of these three, says, I'm going to get both of your butts, I'm going to walk out TNA Knockouts champion, I'm going to bring that title back. And then, Ash by Elegance, Monster Slamovich were arguing, and JC Jane's like, I got the belt, I'm going to leave, and all that good stuff. Yeah, JC Jane, freaking Mayim Bialik's younger sister, Blossom. No! And that means, Jasmine Nix can play the female Joey. Whoa! And then you got Fallon Henley, who's a little bit more like 6 Lemire from Blossom. There you go, Blossom. Yeah, the Blossom of Wrestling, JC Jane. There you go. Then Tasha Steeles and the Great Hands were criticizing Sade's painting. You guys don't know a thing about art. Oh, it's something like kindergartner who painting, I'll tell you something. The Hardys going to paint both of your faces with their fists, that's for sure. Anyways, Sade and the Hardys confront them, and they say, hey, and they were talking. And they were talking about having a match. So, And it looks like Sade has decided to challenge Tasha Steelz next week for a match. That match is made official. Meanwhile, Myron Reed was kind of waiting, hanging out in the back, waiting for his partner Zachary Wentz to talk to him. And then, Eric Young goes, it's coming, right? The cleansing is coming. You got to make a decision when Trey comes back. You're expendable. And then goes, and then Zachary Wentz goes, what's going on? He says, it looks like Homeboy here wants to challenge me to a matchup. Is that your choice? Wrong choice. The cleansing is coming. Yeah, I think the cleansing is your brain that needs cleansing. Dude, your brain's rotted inside there, Eric Young. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're more psycho than you were when you decided to lead Sanity. Here's an idea. If you leave TNA and go to the WWE again, be a member of the YN6. They'll be more welcome to welcome you in. What is this? And I would say Eric Young belongs in the funny farm. That's for sure. Yeah, 2 words for you, Eric Young. Funny farm. That's it. Funny farm. I really don't care. I really don't care. Yeah. Sheep is all these heel wrestlers, man. They start to annoy me. They bug me so much. The cleansing is coming. Yeah, okay. I'll say, here you go. Here's a pail. Here's a bucket. Here's some soap. We're doing the cleansing. Ding dong. Then the trios matchup. 6-man tag. Matt Cardona and the Systems, Moose and Brian Myers took on Order 4, and so. At Order 4, and friggin' Tasha, during the match, Tasha Steelz decided to get involved. Moose picks her up, puts her down, thumbs up. Then Mustafa Ali attacks him and all that, and then Alicia Edwards goes to check on Moose, and then she gets attacked by Tasha Steelz. Eddie Edwards tried to come down. Freaking that no personality goofball who's like 7 foot tall, Agent Zero, boots Eddie Edwards, a fellow Massachusetts native whom I had a picture with, along with his lovely wife Alicia, all right, at the Teddy Goods show, okay, this past September. In fact, this coming September will be 1 year since I've been there, since I went there, and had a great time. I had a picture taken with the Godfather and Tommy freaking Dreamer, mind you, people, okay, and then the Order 4 picks up the victory. Then they decide to attack the System of Cardona after the matchup. And then we're about to attack Moose. And then JDC tries his luck. He gets drilled by that goofball, Agent Zero. Agent Zero's got no personality. You know what? I want to tell Agent Zero, either you start smiling or I'll make you smile. And you have some broken teeth when I get done with you. Yeah, dummy. All right. I can't stand Order 4. Pledge allegiance. You're gonna pledge allegiance with my foot up your butts. Really? Come on, seriously. Anyways, that is all the time we have for the TNA Event Center from Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, episode 2478, 22 episodes away from 2,500 episodes. Can't wait. Got one more day tomorrow. What's going on tomorrow? Bullseye and SmackDown. Let's rock and roll with this, okay? I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed night. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. Oh, yeah. Hope you like my new thumbnails I put up for the Wrestling Event Centers. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and door for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.